Yep, I'm late. Deal with it. Okay, let's get some lights on around here. Okay. Some gloves as well. Gloves, 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 gloves. Pedro, sadly that thumbnail was from yesterday or the day before or whatever day it was. It's not applicable to this stream, I'm afraid. That's done and dusted. I just didn't update the thumbnail. I should really just leave the thumbnail generic PLD live type thumbnail and just never change it. At least then there's consistency. People like consistency. Shove that crap over there like a proper cleaning solution. Move everything great. Let's see what else we got. Alright. Audio levels low. Alright, well for for a start I had multiple audio inputs there, sorry about that. Let's see, we go filters. Yep, clickbait. You know it. Alright, we're kicking it up with another up to 8 dB, so hopefully that will suffice for those who are harder of hearing. Alright, what's first on the list? First on the list is actually a Dell desktop, funnily enough. Apparently it just died. So it's good. Hey Jim, good to see you. Okay, this one's been worked on before a few times. I can tell that because the screws are mixed up. Looks like it's being kept comparatively clean. I mean, yeah, there's a bit of dust in there, nothing major. Let's see, where's our IEC power cable? Let's see what happens. So apparently it tries to start up and then doesn't. Oh yeah, fan spin. Then gives up. Alright. Well, we know what causes that usually. Mr. Daniels is going to be naughty. Highly unapproved. Have a look in the power supply because it'll probably be a fat cap that's blown its top. Now hopefully it's going to be one that is approachable or findable visually, as opposed to a lot of them they do tend to, with these power supplies, it's usually like the little 100 microfarad 6.3 by the they typically stick it next to a heatsink and it basically cooks the poor little thing to death. Ding dong. Yep, not important, I don't think. Brillo. Okay, this is going to take a little more disassembly. Damn it, dropped a screw on the floor. Yeah, we're losing 30% of our frames. Oh, fucking hell. Hey, B-Blood. The fact that this has an Evo 860 in here, I kind of wonder whether I wasn't the one that did this before. Paul, you've been here before, buddy. I don't know, it doesn't have my name in it, but that doesn't mean anything. Although, yeah, I'm kind of thinking it might have been me. Vaguely recall that sort of two-sided tape. And just drop down to 480p. Though the trouble is, if the data's not getting up there, you're going to lose the frames anyway, so there's this stuff all I can do. Oh, don't make it that I have to take the logic board out, you lousy little codswallops. Come on, don't do that. Don't be like that. Filthy little rats. Alright, to get this out, I basically have to, it seems I have to take the logic board out. What a pain in the backside. Either that, or there's a magical technique. It's kind of like those magic puzzles, or those puzzles that you buy where there's only one extremely difficult to find orientation in which it can slip out. Hey Miles. Geez, how many screws are in this logic board? Huh. Okay, that should now give me enough room. Nope. Oh. Gotcha. Pushing all my buttons. Alright, see Pedro's reliving his days of Deadwood. And Neo, this is a Dell one. I'm kind of hoping it's going to be an obvious one, but I suspect it's going to be the little 100 microfarad by heatsink that's died. No, nobody else is using my bandwidth, it's just suck for bandwidth. Yeah, this is going to be... This is going to be the sneaky little 100 somewhere. Like it could be like that one there. See how it's got a, what is that, 4750 volts, 2250 volts. I mean, short of taking them out and measuring their ESR, you really can't tell. It's more a case of you just get used to them being the culprits. But yeah, we don't have any blatantly obvious poppers at the moment. I mean, I'd be surprised if it's that. I can't imagine it'd be that one. I'd sooner blame this. Actually, not even that one. It's hard to spot a culprit here. Geez, that's an interesting way of doing the resistors. What do you reckon, folks? Should we even bother? Like I said, I would put money sooner on one of these two. So we've got a 2250 and a... what did I say this one was? Uh, 4750. I'll see if I've even got any of them. 2250, 4050. Probably don't. Don't really do the replacements very much anymore. Oh, great. Axial capacitors right at the bottom of the stack. It's all about... whoops. It's all about the bottom. Come on. Come on, Basil. Oh, shit. Nearly got Principal Skinnered then. Yeah, I do have the ESR. Honestly, though, it's just in this sort of case, I've actually been meaning to send a lot of stuff back to you, Jim. You need to get it sold off. I've really been a terrible, terrible associate here. I am not a good person to send stuff to. I do not follow up very well. 35, 400, it's a little over the top. 25, oh, come on now. I bet you I'm not going to have any 50s. 22, 400 volt, once again, a little over the top. 25, 25. Another 400, gee whiz. 25, 10. 100 volts, 1 microfarad, useless. 16, 25, 16. And I've closed down the Discord because it just, yeah, it really just wasn't, it's not for me. I'll hang out on someone else's Discord. 47 microfarad, 63 volts, well that's, we can use those. I might be able to use the 10 microfarads in a pinch. Why is it you never... is that 6 volts or 6.3? Oh yeah, whatever. 6.3. Glasses. Is it... okay, 22 microfarads, 63 volts. So we've got what we need. So I'm not saying it will fix it, but I am saying that if these big suckers are not showing typical sort of signs of distress, then with these sort of power supplies very often tends to be these little caps that get tucked next to the heat sinks, and they just sort of, they don't appreciate the heat after all that time, and eventually they sort of go bleh. So this is not really a repair by diagnosis. This is a dumb blind repair where you just swap the parts and hope for the best. No, but seriously, Jim, I mean, you've been a really good person for that sort of thing, and I'm just letting everybody down on that respect. I just, there's so many things that are going on, and I don't follow up very well. I apologise for that. You know, it aggravates a lot of people. I know in the past there's been some fights, and I just, yeah. What am I up to? Like I said, it's nothing personal with anybody. It's just a case of the way life is at the moment. I'm lucky to get 10 seconds to scratch my own butt. And that's no excuse, I know. Alright. Right. Welcome to why I hate pin through. Oh, good on you, Paul. Extractor. I kind of do have a parts wall rack already. It's just all of those little boxes. I have got probably 50 of them against the wall. So that's about as fine as I can reduce the organization of them for now. The thing is, I so infrequently need to access them, it's not really an issue. Okay, we're just going to do the classic walkout. Come on. It's really hard to get a grip on these sometimes. There we go. It's like a bad tooth. Okay, 2250. Hey creature, what are you saying? Parts cannon repair? Haven't heard that term before. Parts cannon. Is that where you just shoot things at it, like shotgun style? The thing is, you got to take the part out to measure the ESR and things like that, so you may as well just take it out and replace it. I wasn't saying that to creature, it was more just a general topic. Hey, Six Hills. So yeah, Discord is, my Discord server is dead. I've killed it. But I am still on Discord. I'm just on other channels like Joey Does Tech or Rossman or whatever Rossman's is these days. So I'm still around. I'm just not bothering with my own channel. No, my own server. Yeah, there's no cockroach and there's no dead gecko. Usually dead geckos are the most common thing for us. So I'm happy for that. Okay, I'm just double checking this cap is legitimately 63 volts. Because if it's 6.3 volts and I put it in, then that's going to be a bit of an interesting surprise when I fire it up. And by interesting surprise, I mean I'll probably crap my pants for the third time today. Hey Pro. I was meant to write Death of my Discord, not Discord in general, sorry. That was a little misleading in my rush. The other thing I hate about pin through is just the sheer number of these legs lying around that you end up with. Jim, I just sort of wanted to be known that, I'm trying hard, but there's so many things going on that I've got to drop the ball on something. And unfortunately, yeah, things like that do get dropped. And it's certainly not because I want to, it's just, well, you know how it is in life. Alright, I'm pretty sure it's those two there. You're slightly out of frame, sorry. How's that? That's better. Not really the right... The solder's a little bit thin for this job. That's okay. Like I said, I'm purely speculating that these could be at fault. They could be perfectly fine for all I know. Kind of like with iPhones, where if anything's wrong with the charge port, you go, well, let's just replace the TriStar. With MacBooks, the equivalent is let's replace the ISL. And with these power supplies, at least the limited amount I do with them, it's replace the little caps next to the heat sinks. There are 3D printable organisation systems out there. I'm considering kitting out my workshop. I started to do something similar like that here, Therese, and in the end I stopped, but it'd be interesting to see if you come up with something better. I'm just looking for ones that I can just buy online. Pre-built. Parts cutting is a common term here for auto repair. They get expensive fast. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Auto repairs I can understand. Particularly if it's something like a sensor fault with vehicles. And even with their scanners, they can't work out where it's coming from. I watch, I think it's Rayman auto repair sometimes, or at least I used to. And even with his scanner tool, there'd be so many times where it just doesn't make sense what's going on. So they'd end up replacing a bunch of stuff. Hey Minitum, this is a Dell small form factor power supply. Quite frankly, I'm really not sure what I'm doing trying to fix it. I guess I'm seeing if I can get a win here. Okay, so that's the two small caps over at this section. It's probably the wrong caps. I'd say it could actually probably end up being this one over here. You can't see. It may be this one here, but we'll test it first and see if we're up to a win status yet. I need to just get my power supply tester. Right, yeah. There we go. This thing. I've got two of these now. Now I'm just going to put the screws back in the base plate because I don't want this drifting around while I do testing, because it is going to be an open frame, which means, there is a very real risk that I could get a shock if I'm stupid, and it's nighttime, so stupid is in the air. I mean, I really do not wish to emulate Electro Boom. I'll do my best not to. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that I plug it in first up here. Okay. And then that way when I go down and plug things in, I'm not going to be exposed. Okay. Everything's looking stable. Sorry, I've got to go wide here. Okay, so we don't have any flashing rails anymore, so that's good. Let's plug it back in and see if it works. Many times in this case it would try to start up and then it would just shut down. Sort of a classic situation of it can't maintain sufficient regulation. I am using a safety driver. Hey, Fred and the Ashes? Yeah, Raymond Ray, yeah. Is he actually still doing anything? Because I haven't watched him in a while, but I've been seeing various noises about his workshop shutting down or something like that, or is he just doing clickbait there? Okay, we'll test these later. Yeah. That wasn't what I wanted to do. I do not feel that should be on the inside. No, it's not meant to be on the inside of that. It's meant to be on the outside. Okay. I had an Xbox One X PSU that needed a new primary side cap. Design of the Xbox is so bad they just cooked the primary cap. What are they not? They're basically using it to compensate for something else in the circuit that they haven't put in, or what? Okay, why do you... Oh boy, we've got different grades of soft... Oh, great. Yeah, Creature, I think it's a sort of a bit of a universal test of that one. I mean, it does the job. It's quick. It seems to be safe to use. Okay. Where's my chopstick? Okay. Now let's cram it back into this stupid case design. I mean, really, how hard would it have been for them to make it that you could remove this without having to flip and take the board out? Apparently it was too hard. Alright. There we go. Seems like there's some things in life that are just too much to ask for. Instincts? What are you talking about, Pedro? I ain't got no instincts. I've got blundering and fail. That's about it. Hey, laptop. Welcome. Okay. Power supply in. Let's see if we get this thing settled back down. Is there a delay in chat? Is there? How long is the delay? We've got normal latency on, which means there could be anything like up to 10 seconds delay. Oh, yeah, man. Nope. Yeah. I swear I heard a knock on the door. This is one of the joyous things about having hearing loss, or partial hearing, is that when you do hear things, you basically have no sense of where it came from. You don't know whether it's close or far. It's just, yeah, there is so much information lost in the sound that in some ways, although I don't really feel this way, but in some ways it's almost better not to hear it. In some ways. Overall, it's definitely better to be able to hear. But sometimes it can be very disruptive, distracting, make you go running around in a panic when there's actually nothing going on. Anyway. Half a minute, 30 seconds, okay. Right, let's see how we go. Does not look like it fixed it. Oh, wait, no, yes, maybe. No, you're just cycling now. Oh, is this a different problem then? Oh. Interesting. So maybe it wasn't a power supply after all. Yeah. Or maybe it is, and maybe the problem is that the power supply tester just doesn't load up the machine enough. Well, one way to test it is to put another power supply in, but I'm a little worried because sometimes Dell do change the pin configurations, and so if I put in a generic power supply, I could end up making things go bang. Three minutes behind, that's terrible. Try just close the video and come back in. RAM failure. Maybe. That or it's the 3205. It's just the sticker that's off center. Alright. Let's measure the voltage on this battery. I have a feeling that I just wasted all that time over a battery. Because you don't check the simple things first, Paul. 3.2, the battery's fine. That is weird. Oh, there's no... I always thought these things had an integrated speaker, but maybe this one does not. Because normally, if you had a RAM fault, the speaker would be going beep, 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 beep. You know, something like that. It just wasn't. So that was my fault there for not checking. So it's probably just the RAM sticks that needed shuffling around. Oh well. Such is life. Yeah, let's have a... two 4 gig sticks, not bad. I'm gonna lick that battery. No, I didn't try a different power supply first because, like I said, the Dells can sometimes have a different pin out. Not always, but sometimes. I'm not sure if this is one of them. What do you want, Mo? What is it, buddy? Where are you? Where? Milo wants attention. Milo wants my attention. Where's Milo? Momo! Momo! What are you doing on top of the air conditioner? Hey? What is it? You gonna come down? You gotta come down. Yeah, alright, come down, come on. Oh, yeah, very good. Good boy. Come on, let's go get you a treat. Come on. Yeah. Mo. Huh. Hello. There you go. Unfortunately, many time because I was walking out. But anyway, 15:58. I just saw your message. I mean, unless the buzz is in here somewhere. I don't seem to see one on the board itself. Yeah, unless the buzz is in here. But they often used to have a speaker. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Point is, it does appear to be running again. Get things reconnected. Yeah, unfortunately Milo isn't allowed in here. No Momo. Because he's a very naughty boy. Yeah, Sokoloft, it's unfortunately a bit late to detect that now. I'll clean that fan out tomorrow. I'm not gonna fluff up the room with random dust particles of unknown origin. No thanks. I am receiving the live chat. I'm seeing it. Hey, at least it's not a bigger delay as Rossman. Alright. Let's get ourselves a screen. Screen, where art thou? There you are. Oops. HDMI. Please have an HDMI port. You do. Thank goodness. Interestingly, this person had both the HDMI and the VGA or HD15 connected. So I'm not sure how it ended up deciding which one it was going to respond to at that point. Oh yeah. Gotta love that crackle noise. Come on. Well, that looks positive. Keyboard failure. Yeah, no kidding. What? You're actually going to drop out on me because of that? There we go, we're booting Windows 10. Yeah, beautiful. By the way, this is another thing that Jim sent me. This is a nice full HD multiple input sort of 11 inch. Is it 11 inch or 7 inch? I can't remember. Maybe it's a 7 inch. Anyway, very handy panels to have. So handy I bought another one as well. This one I run around without having any of the mount on it, so I can just, I can just flop it around, whatever. One thing I do want to do with it is replace the power with a battery pack instead, just to make it that little bit more portable. So that's working now. I'm just going to give it back to the person as is. Either stuck BIOS or stuck RAM. Or I should say not so much stuck RAM, but just RAM that needed a bit of a wiggle. So the nice thing here at least is it now gives them an opportunity to back up their system properly, and then they can migrate to something maybe a little newer. Because I mean, you can buy like an i6 type machine like these for less than $200. I mean, it's ridiculous how cheap these ex-government machines are now. So yeah, for less than $200 you get an i6, not i6, i5 6th gen with 8 gigs of RAM and a 500 gig solid state drive, that sort of stuff. It's ridiculous what you can get for the money. I don't buy new machines anymore for most things. The only time I buy a new machine was, like say, last year, and I bought the year before actually. I got my dual 27-inch setup. But other than that, most of the machines I buy are usually those sort of things, or preferably I like the really compact ones, the ultra small form factor. Yeah. Okay, well that's done. Yeah, I guess I got free cap upgrades. Big whoop. I should have checked that more thoroughly. I assumed too much in that point. Oh well. No harm in this case. Alrighty. Next job. Got a great big graphics card here, which I'm not going to do. I'll do it later, but not this one. What's this? A lot of jobs languishing in here that I need to clear out. Trouble is, I have a problem where customers are not getting back to me quickly enough. Yeah, got a FlexScape job. Hey Pedro, come and do your FlexScape for me. Okay, we've got some JSON stuff. Let's see. What have we got here? Dead microphone, but it's also, there's something else wrong with this. I'll have another quick look at it, see if my brain catches something, but more than likely it's just going to catch nothing. Yeah, crusty RAM was the probability on this one. Hey Christian. I just need to turn my cable around. Okay, so this isn't going to affect anybody. But oh, Creature, it's funny with the compass work that I was doing with the compass switch thing. You know how I told you I just shifted everything to the right by 4 bits? Well, it turns out if I'd read the data sheet in the first place, I'd know that there was only actually 12 bits. It was only a 12-bit ADC in there. So I didn't actually lose anything really. Yeah, so it wasn't a big problem. And as it is, I'm going to redo it so that it's just simply working with 8-bit X and Y, all the math, and that way it'll be very compact. And all I really need are like 16 points of the compass, really. So it's working now, but I want to improve it because I think it hiccups on situations where you hit dead on 0 or pi for radians. Yeah, it sends it a little bit crazy. But it works well enough for now. Yeah, deox can work well. I've got yeah, this sort of stuff. Basically the same concept. That A1530 in the corner. A1534 can go to hell. I had yeah, A1534s are just those sort of things that need to just die. And 1708s are joining that list. Likewise, 1932s and 2179s. They're all sporting the same CPU configuration, set up from Intel CPU style, the way they actually pack the chip, and they're all failing the same kind of way. Alright. Which is a shame. I do really like the 1708s, but it's basically end of life now. Yeah, Creature, it's always fun to read the data sheet. Mo! Did you just get up on the... I think Milo just jumped up on the air conditioner again. I think that's what that bang was. Yay! Milo's on the air conditioner again. Mo! He's in a mood. Hey Luna. What's your son doing on the air conditioner? Micro. Loki. Mo! What are you doing back up there? You gonna come down again? You're not being very chatty this time. Hey? You gonna come down? Mo? Mo? Ah, crap, it's starting to rain again. Damn it. Need to paint. Loki. Listen, what are you doing there? Mo. You gonna come down? Do you wanna come down? Come on, do you wanna come here? Momo. Why are you ignoring me? Hey. Mono. Ugh. You're gonna make me get the ladder, aren't you? There you are. Damn it. You gonna give me a hand coaxing Mo down, or are you... It's okay. I'll deal with it. You gonna come down? Hmm? Good boy. Stop jumping up on the air conditioner. Oh, right. Right, yeah. No, he was up on the air conditioner outside and he wouldn't come down. That's okay. So you've been oh, giving me a teaching lesson or something then. Yeah, well, that's what I thought. I thought you got me settled and you're like, sort your own trash out, buddy boy. Fine. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I sort of responded like that with that mindset. Wow, lesson. I'm hurt. All right, we're back. All right, let's see what I can find, if anything, on this. I'm surprised Jason hasn't joined, actually. Maybe he's busy having a life or something. Where are you, Jason? All right. He's actually probably out there having a proper life, being a normal person. Oh, what? All of a sudden I got 20 volts? Are you kidding me? Oh, 700 milliamps. That's not good. And then you reset. Okay, right, yeah. This is basically, I can't find my SSD fault. Damn it. Yeah, that's not good. You see the same behavior on things like 2141s and whatever when they have blown the NAND. So I guess the question here is the NAND actually faulty, or is it a problem with regulating somewhere? I mean, I can see that the microphone connector has been busted off to hell, but I don't imagine there's any commonality there with that. Yeah. He does know about the channel, at least I'm pretty sure he does. I did mention, I SMS'd him just the other day about it, and we have been talking, so yeah, I'm not sure. So anyway, typically when you have a issue with the SSD on these boards, this is a 1706 by the way, 923 or 298 or whatever. A lot of the time the blame lays with the Piccolo area, but it doesn't seem to be the case in this situation. Sokolov fits for, yeah, there's SSDs. So their SSDs are just built on NANds. Let's have a check of the voltages around here. .9, that looks good. 0.9, that's healthy. 1.8, it's good. 1.8, it's good. 1.2, that's fine. So it looks like the voltages are here are pretty good. Yeah, 1.2. 3.3. 0.9, right. That sort of gives me a bit more of a concern than anything else, because I'm thinking, oh great, you know, if the voltages are doing alright, then what else is going on? Oops. And unfortunately, I don't think the 700 milliamp is going to be heating up anything other than, it's the CPU that's getting warm. So we're not going to be able to, like, it's not like it's a short or anything like that we can detect from the heat buildup. Although it is a little warmer here. Just there. Oh, that makes sense, yeah. I'll try another bridge connector. Sometimes that can be the fault, although very unlikely, I'd say, in this case. Oh, crikey, SSDs. Nope. Those bridge connectors are the sort of thing you have lying around a lot, but you never actually seem to remember where you put them. I've generally found the best thing for me to do is leave them on donor boards. There's nothing special about them. They really are just sort of like one-to-one pin bridging. Yeah, there's no fancy schmancy business going on with them. Hey, fix it. So, but as you can see, that one's missing. This is 850, so it doesn't have it. I'm lucky I might have 1708, that might be still has it. Oh, sorry, no, not 1708, 1707. So that's a 1707, but are they different size or the same? Ah, damn it, another one where it's missing. And another one where it's missing, right. 850, 1707 is missing it. Ah, damn it, another one that's missing on. Alright, they're all missing it, except for that one 1707 board. Teresa, unfortunately the gym cam's not going to help in this case because of the fact that it's not actually a... I don't believe it's a short. almost absolutely certain it's a signaling issue. Ting! That might be Jason replying to me saying, I'm having a life, man. Leave me alone. Can't see. Oh no. So here we go. Just marking that one as being unofficial max. Unofficially. So cool. Need more donor boards. I have no Mac ones. I need 201 components, no other junk. Honestly, with 201s, I just found I went to places like DigiKey or whatever, and just ended up buying 100 of pretty much every single value of resistor and stuff like that, and will get you out of most situations. I prefer to draw from working stock like that rather than donors, but we'll see how we go. Still going. The weird thing here is it's going straight to 700, but I think it might be kind of like where it stalls in the sense of it's like 700. Let's look for the SSD. Okay, it doesn't find it anyway, and then dead. One thing I can do is to see whether this is actually even worth pursuing. Is bring out the old lifeboat connector system and plug it into the iMac, and if it shows up in the iMac, then okay, we know we have a we know the names are alive, so it's worth pursuing, rather than, well, there's no point at all doing this. Hey Jason, welcome. Didn't know the channel. Weird. I could have sworn I messaged you about it and told you about it. I apologise if I didn't, but I could have sworn you were one of the first people I notified. Oh well. It takes me back to the same old problem I'm having, where comms have gone to crap. The scary thing is, Jason, there's like 20 live streams now that have gone past. So much crap in my workshop, so much crap. Need to toss it all in the trash. Like right now I'm fighting to find room to put this test assembly in there. I sort of got halfway through a cleanup of the workshop, and I reorganized the workshop, the work repair bench that you're looking at now. But there's still plenty more to be done. Okay, so this is the infamous Apple Life Raft recovery system, and unfortunately I'm not going to be able to leave it up. I've got to do it at the other end. Okay, turn on MacBook. Wake up, little MacBook. Actually, you're not a MacBook, you're an iMac. Ha! I can't even remember which way it's supposed to go around. Definitely can't go that way. Scary thing is you've got to use the Thunderbolt 4 cable, I think, for these. Come to think of it, do I need to... I swear I've done it on this before. Yeah, I get a feeling I'm going to need a proper modern Thunderbolt cable for this one. Yeah, so that's why I got this cable here. It's one of those ludicrously expensive cables, and looks like I am going to need an actual Macbook with USB-C. Let's go whip mine out. Got my 1442. Yep. Yeah, running out of room. Scary, scary. Where'd that cable go? Oh, low battery, how nice. And we've got Jerry Does Tech on the screen from last night. Quit. Come on. Alright, well the bad sign is that it's not coming up with any drives, so that tells me that the NANDs are most likely cactus. Come on, give me something I can use here. Yeah, sorry Jason, but that one is not coming up for anything. So either one of the voltage regulators for it are dead, or it's just dead NANDs. So yeah, that one's look like dead NANDs for some reason. Hey Warren. You have the data already. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've got a feeling it may not be the NAND, strictly speaking, that is dead. I've had this before where I'm fairly sure that the NANDs are fine, but there is a rail or something that isn't coming up. It's like a minimum requirement somewhere that isn't coming up, and I don't know what it is. Because as far as I can tell, the Piccolo is doing its job. Like as far as I can tell, that's doing its job. So I'm not sure what is absent. I'll try a diode mode, but I suspect it's not going to give me anything. Well, we'll have a look. We'll have a look first, Jason. Maybe it can be one of those things where I, after a million years, finally solve it. Alright, so I've got all my diode modes here, so we'll have a test. Here we go. Is quad display going to work, or is it going to be junk? Ah, quad display actually works for a change. It looks like my meter stuff isn't quite actually working there, but well, it's good enough for me to work with here. So we're after 3 7 3 7 3 7, basically all 3 7s except the last, which is 5 3 6 3. Yep, yep, yep. 7 8. Okay, so like pin 35 there. 7 8. That's running a little on the high side, but that could be okay. So 4 4 3 7. It's a little 4 4 4 4 4 4 5 4. Okay, that's more online. 4 6 4 6. I'm kind of curious why a lot of these pads don't have. Weird, they don't have any data on them. Jim Allen Discord is, I cancelled it. This rail up here is actually wildly. Okay, there we go. 4 1, 4 2. That one's wildly different. But it could be because I don't have it plugged in. And as far as I know, like PP Bus G3 Hot, yeah, it is different. Let's see, 5VS4, 5VS4, TV7. Oh, okay, look at that. 869 with the lifeboat removed. And what have we got? 86. So this is the nice thing about with the open board data. So if we actually switch over to the condition, so we've got condition lifeboat removed, then we get the data that we should be getting with the connector removed. That's better. Fancy features that I already implemented in the past. Okay, is this supposed to be open or 418? 1, 2, oh yeah, that's open line, right. 773. Yep. 621. Yeah, 77 versus 621. Okay. I would SSD power enable low. Oh great, straight from the CPU. Brilliant. And that goes nowhere else. Well, it's still intact, so we'll consider it. Jason, I actually haven't tried, to be honest. So yeah, I'm out of date. I'm not up to speed with that. Although it is, I am using it right now with that machine there. So maybe that. Maybe background 774. Yep. 1.15, yep. 4 oak. Should be ground, yep. Yep, 3-1. The main thing that I'm looking at here, 3, mostly with these lines, they're data pairs. So even if it doesn't match, okay, so that one there may not be a pair. Yeah, it's not a pair. Okay. But with the data pairs, it doesn't really matter if they deviate a moderate amount from whatever's listed on OB data. What matters is that they match each other. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can't really find anything distinctly off there. I mean, I could try to change the connector itself. And these are just basically the same as the, these are the same as the USB-C connectors. I could try to change the connector itself. What do you reckon? Should we try that? Or do you think it's going to be a pointless exercise? Oh, Mo, you up on the thing again? Jeez, my kid is demanding tonight. I've got to admit, it's nearly midnight. Milo. Try to use a different OS on the lifeboat. Yes, but I've got a 1706 somewhere. Did I hear Milo again? Oh, Mika. Buddy! Did you jump down again? No? No? A little piece of sharp glass in the ground, not good. Loki. Alright, I've actually got a 1706 I can use. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but we'll try it. Unfortunately, once again, off screen, off camera. When I get things set up a little nicer, I'll have a switch for OBS to give me a other bench view, so to speak. Okay. Alright, let's see what comes up. Oh wow, you're not going to believe it actually did come up. Users. Yep, that actually came up for Roku. Alright, so what the hell's going on then with this machine? Or is it rebooting simply because... Oh, is this rebooting simply because it doesn't have a battery or something? This doesn't make sense. Oh well, look at that. Interesting to know that it does not like Sonoma. That's great when your tools themselves fail you. Alright, so things are actually okay. As I was saying, it didn't feel like the names should be dead on that one, but there you go. So why the hell is Sonoma doing that? Is it their way of making sure that people don't use their recovery tool? Okay, I'll put this into a chassis, 1706 chassis, and maybe with the battery it'll be fixed. I mean, other than the microphone issue, which still is here. What was something else I fixed up on here too? I didn't keep proper tracking on this one, I'm afraid, Jason, which is bad of me. Okay, 1706 Ustle Beef. 2157, 2159, 1949, 1932, 2179, 2179, 2179. Oh god, how many 2179s do I have? 1932. Oh. What? Okay, I'm almost certain I have a 1706 chassis. I'll just keep looking. 1466s. 1466. What are you? 1989. It's kind of like the improved, so to speak, version, which is not true. What's this? 1706 PLD. Yay. I have a feeling this is my actual personal machine, which I don't use anymore. Just don't use it. Because, like I said, I've gone up to the 2442. Yeah, I have a strong feeling this is my own personal 1706 and not a test chassis. And the fact that I've got two of them kind of makes me think maybe I should just sell one. Hey there, Gabrielle. 1398 turns on after 5-10 minutes. The screen remains blank, does not recover. Okay, if yours is a 2012 model with the 820-3332 logic board, then that will be the U8900 VREG for the graphics chip. That is the problem. It's a well-known signature issue with the A19 1398s. If, however, it is a more recent one, then it could be issues with the CPU MOSFETs or corrosion around the VRAMs. Hey, hi. But it does sound like U8900. So the way to find out is if you open it up, or if it is a 2012 model, it'll be an 820-3332. It'll be up by the SSD. If you take the SSD out, you'll probably see the number etched on the board. And in that case, yeah, then you know it's probably 99% going to be U8900 fault, which is entirely fixable. And I'm sitting here thinking, do I really want to disassemble this? This is my machine. Come on. Hey, Wabaku, welcome. Congratulations on catching the stream out of the random. Well done. We're just sitting here cussing and swearing because there's stuff to be done that I don't want to be doing, but it needs to be done, and I don't want to do it. If you get the drift. Ooh, that was dangerous. Jason's only got an 850 there. Damn it. How can I seriously not have a spare 1706 chassis? I'm just going to look down in my pile of machines that people sent me and have never responded to my emails to get them sent back. I know it sounds strange, but yeah, it happens surprisingly often, to the point where I have got a stack of them. And of course I'm extraordinarily disinclined to use them, because it's like you can guarantee the moment you do, they're going to contact you and say, oh, thank goodness you found it, I've been so, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, damn it. Okay, 1708, piece of junk. Let's see. 1708, piece of junk. 1708, piece of junk. Okay, I can see why this is happening. 1990, no, nothing in there. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jason. I'm grievously disinclined to disassemble my working machine, but I think I'm going to have to. I have another machine here that's 1706, but it has FlexGate. I'm just a little bit shocked that I don't have a 1706 chassis on hand. Alright, guess we're going to have to do it. Miles, they were the last good model, but now the problem is that they're all failing from CPU death. So once again, we're back to the situation where we've lost our good model. So originally, yes, it was a good model. Now it's not, which is very frustrating because now it was like you said, it was a good machine. But I've just had too many of them coming in now where it becomes a CPU death problem. And worse is that it happens a couple of weeks or a couple of months after you've done another repair. So of course naturally the person says, well, you were the last one that touched it, so therefore it must have been something that you should have been able to fix, or it was what you fixed, and now it's broken, so therefore it's your problem to put under your warranty. And it doesn't matter whether you're technically correct. The trouble is that you know from the moment that that machine failed, after you fixed it, it became a bit of a nightmare so far as customer relations go. So you got a choice. You lose a bunch of money and have a happy customer who will probably never come back to you, or you stand your ground and get yourself a 1-star review. Yeah, it's an Intel issue, but unfortunately Apple picked it, so... Funnily enough, I've never really overly blamed Apple for things like the 1534, 1932, 1708, 2179. For me, it really feels more like a case of Intel just produced a poor... the packaging of the die was poor. A bit like the AMD GPU failures and such. Hey, Christos. But of course, you blame the thing most obvious or most direct to you, so to speak. Like if the CPU fails, then people will blame Apple. And not that I'm any kind of Apple apologist, but it, it still sort of isn't strictly speaking their fault. And I can sort of see why in the end they said, you know what, screw this, we're sick of depending on other people for our CPUs. Let's do it ourselves. But I have been having to laugh lately with the releases of the M3 and people, being somewhat disappointed with the performance gains and things like that. And it's like, it's not surprising. I mean, right from the start, the big reason that the M1 felt like it has such a dramatic improvement on performance per power consumption is because they said, well, okay, what does 99% of the people do? You watch videos or you do this and that. Let's make our M1 CPU really good at handling that, and anything that falls outside of those particular things will then have to fall back to general purpose processing, which is going to suck, but 99% of the time people aren't going to notice. Or, they're not going to fall into that, so it's not going to be a problem. But now that we're like up to the 3rd gen, so to speak, and they've been trying to expand the coverage of what the chips can do and how fast they can go, they're basically starting to approach AMD and Intel in terms of the whole performance per power type graph under general purpose conditions. So they're going to end up basically being a third runner amongst it all. And the more they go for the general purpose performance, the more they're going to seemingly suck compared to what seemed like a dramatic improvement right at the start with the M1. It's very easy if you dedicate hardware to a specific purpose, a specific decoder or something like that, to make it seem like the machine is very fast, when really it's just that you've dedicated hardware to the task. And whereas the x86 type architecture is kind of a point of like, well, this is just general purpose all over the place, and it's not going to be the fastest or the most efficient for all tasks, but it will, if you have an even spread, end up being probably the best. Gabriel, you don't have to change U8900. You actually just have to solder the legs all around it. Resolder them, and it should be okay. If you've got U80, if it is a U8900 820 board, then that should do the trick for you. Be fair warned though, even though it's a comparatively straightforward job, you can inadvertently bridge solder or displace some of the parts surrounding the U8900 chip. So, just be aware of that. So particularly if you don't have the smallest of soldering tips, Don't go reflowing it. If you reflow it, you will mess up the rest of the. You'll mess up the board. There are other things on the other side that don't like being reflowed. So yeah, again, forewarned, don't do that. Use the soldering iron. You can preheat the board like with the hot air, say like 200 or 250, just to help you, because it is a fairly thermally absorbent area. You know, it's a fairly heavy heat sink going on. But yeah, don't actually try and reflow that chip. It will just ruin everything. Miles, I think the reason why we didn't see a lot of dedicated fixed functions like that in the past is because standards basically hadn't settled down. Whereas now we're kind of at the point where there are enough standards for everything. Like we've got YouTube setting the standard for videos for the most part. Um, Security standards are pretty much getting close to locked in, or they have made the decoders work on like maybe the next level down of the principles, like what do you call it, elliptical encoders, or yeah. Basically, what I'm saying is that until maybe the last 5 years, things have been too up in the air for anyone to really risk dedicating hardware silicon area for on a CPU for that sort of thing. But now it's sort of at the point where we can do it. We've got enough billion transistors we can do it with. They did it well with the iPhones. Yeah, I think things have now settled down enough that it's actually a viable option. Because I mean, we always had transputers in the past and things like that. Yeah, let's see how this goes. Okay, we've already, yeah, there we go. It looks like it was a battery. That was my stumbling block there. You can see it's jumping up on the charge rate there. Oh, it just dropped back down. Oh, that sucks. We may come good though. That may have just been the initial boot start. Let's see. Yeah, we're ramping here, so that's good. So we now, at this point, basically just need to fix the microphone, I think. What the heck? What is that sploogey on there? This battery may be a bit flat. We'll give it a minute. Let's see what it does. Yeah, the microphone connector may actually be a big problem because I see it's dug down 2 layers, so that's a bit ugly. So at this point, we're just simply waiting to see if this will take enough charge and then kick off. Smoky hat. Oh, great. Cat urine is exceedingly dangerous stuff for electronics. And I entirely understand we have a massive problem with it here because of the fact that we've got the outside cats, but they're getting into the roof, and their scent drifts down, and it just sends ours mad, and ours just will not stop peeing half the time, or most of the time. Not all of them, just 1 or 2 of them, but it's enough to. It's a nightmare. It is an unstopping nightmare, and the only thing we really have is a way forward is for me to get them out of the roof into their own area, which is why I'm building the cat house, and then we're segregating with a bigger fence, and we're hoping sort of 3 to 6 months after that happens, we might finally start to settle down. Hey there, JCT. Yep, and that's why you wear gloves. Even when I wear gloves. And it's very taxing on your mental psyche trying to battle this battle that just can't be won at this point. So yeah, we have to get them out of the roof, get the fence up. It's just going to take time. And when that's done, we basically have to go around, replace all the doors in the house, The floors are already ripped up. We just basically have concrete floors for the most part. We do have a few rooms that have been tiled very nicely, and they're okay. But it's a nightmare. Believe me, it's a horrible, horrible nightmare. It's what we're dealing with. Like I said, we're working our way through it. It just, it's just one of those things you got to take day by day. Oh, mouse urine. Oh, that's okay. That is one I would say that's one step worse. Yeah, for sure. I have dealt with mouse urine in the past on some machines. Okay, we've got a boot. We've got a fan spin. I don't know if I don't know if I connected the display though. Certainly got a fan spin. And we wash down the walls. We wash everything. We've got what do you call it? Bioenzyme cleaning agents, all that sort of stuff. We're doing it all, but it's really difficult. And we even are trying to sort of like, it's not a sedative. It's more like just a anxiety reducing supplement and everything like that. It just takes a lot of time. Hey, Retro. Cat didn't like her litter when I couldn't find the usual stuff. Oh, right, the actual, like, I thought you meant like the kitten's litter. Yeah, they can be thrown out by so many things. Air ionizer. It's not so much that, I mean, the smell's not great, but it's more the damage it does when it wicks into everything. And like I said, every day we just go around, we've got to wash everything up. And they've got plenty of time outside. Plenty of time outside. There's plenty of area outside. It's not about them being in the house or anything. It's just them rebelling against the fact that they can smell the outside cats in the roof. Okay. Okay, we've got fan spin, but we don't actually have a boot here. This is weird. I was going to say maybe it's in DFU mode, but this is not a T2 machine. This is a T1. Might have to close up after it's already past midnight. Yeah, I'm staying up a bit late here. That's not good. Just, yeah, that display connector is in. Yeah, nothing coming up on caps lock. I got clicking. I have a feeling there's still a problem. Yeah, we've got nothing coming up on caps lock. We've got click. So it might be that the battery just simply muted the issue with the SSD, although it should still come up with the... Let's try that again. I'm just holding down the option key. Still kind of curious because the SSD is working and it's charging okay. Who knows? It's kind of strange that the cap locks, I suppose it needs a full boot for that. Well, the big problem here is we don't have a CPU activity. So it's almost like it's brain dead. Because we should be getting something on this, and we're not. Yeah. Ah, I hate it when... Oh, there it goes. Okay, I just realised I don't have the speakers connected, so I'm not going to hear a bong. Okay, that did just go through the PRAM reset. Always handy having these chipmunks. It's a good way of being able to see or get some idea of what's going on without having other things working. But yeah, something's inhibiting the CPU from getting started. Nothing. It's just kind of weird, you know, everything else is alive. Just gonna disconnect a bunch of things and see if we can at least get some life out of it. Oh, we can't use the power button, but just the process of plugging in the USB-C should be enough to wake it up. I do have the HDMI. Oh, okay, that fired up and then shut down. That's interesting. Oh, okay, we're back again. I do have the HDMI tester around somewhere, and I'm really annoyed with myself. I can't find it. Now we've got no CPU life on this one. Sorry, Jason. At this point is pretty much when I sort of watch my hands on. I mean, it could be something stupid simple. Maybe around where that, what do you call it, mic was, but yeah. Especially if I've already got the data too. Sorry, I think I'm going to have to call it on this one, and particularly that it's midnight now too. Yeah. Yes, I definitely have to get one of find that HDMI port. So I think it's going to be a very useful tool. Like I said, the USB-C one alone is also very useful. But if I got find the HDMI one, I found it once and then I don't know what I did with it. Like I said, it'll be around somewhere. Worst case scenario, I'll just go and buy one again. Because yeah, I know the gear can be a little bit pricey, but it's one of those things that you buy it once and you know, it's just worth it. Sorry, Jason. 15 ones are your priority. Yeah, I should have been working on those ones tonight. I guess we'll work on them tomorrow in that case. Sorry about that, Jason. Alright then, well listen, that's it for me for tonight. I'm already much later than I should be awake, and I haven't even had my malt yet. So thank you all for watching, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow when we try to deal with the 15-inch MacBooks that Jason has sent in, and hopefully I won't look like a complete failure again. So anyway, thank you all for watching. I will see you maybe tomorrow. In the meantime, you all take care. Appreciate it.